Put in that word, another one.
What's up, everybody? It's the Fantasy Typhoon, and I'm here to give you 5 tools to put in your toolbox to help you dominate in your redraft leagues, and in your keeper leagues, and in your dynasty leagues. Now, for your redraft folks, here's a tip. ADP is not a rule, it is a tool. That was the first thing my mentor taught me. Wait, you mean to tell me you're an analyst and you don't have a mentor? Well, guess what? The Fantasy Typhoon is here to be your mentor. Now, I was taught at 1 o'clock on Sunday, nobody in the world, nobody on earth cares where you drafted that player. The only question that needs to be asked on Sunday at 1 o'clock is, will my player outperform yours? It's so simple. Just keep it simple. Like I said, I'm here to be your mentor. I have over 12 years of experience I'm willing to open up and drop right at your feet. So when you're devising your plan and it's a player that you want, in the middle rounds, or a player that you want in the early rounds, some players you might not even miss because they're going way higher than what you really anticipated, than what you're ready to spend. So that's why you sit down, get your tiers, which I have for you. Now, make sure you understand that every player has a place to pick and every player has a price. Like I said, check with your tier sheets to make sure you're drafted on schedule for maximum value. Now, for example, let's say the Bucks. Let's say if you wanted Gronk, right? Using your ADP. To get Gronk, you need to strike at the 5th round, mid-5th round, at the 6th. Now, if you wanted Chris Godwin, you need to strike at the 2.6. Now, if you wanted Mike Evans, you need to strike at the 3.3. Now, if you wanted my player, ding, 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 Ronald Jones, woo, I'm getting him everywhere. You need to take him, the first player in the turn, in the 8th round. Number 2, which leads me to my next tip. Have you ever been drafting with someone and they take a player and another person types in, oh my God, what value? What value? And I'm sitting there like, what do you mean value? Well, folks, we're sitting here drafting. How is there value right now? Value according to who and according to, what? What are you basing your value on? And here's my point, folks. Here's my point. Now, here's my example. Let's say you got Christian McCaffrey going 1.01 in most drafts. Let's say you got him in the 5th round. Someone types, oh my God, what value you got for Christian McCaffrey in the 5th round, which sounds good. But let's say he comes to training camp and tears his ACL. Now, what value did you really get? Value is not determined until after the season is over. Smart drafters, smart dynasty players, astute players, the big money players, the players that dominate, wait until the season is over. Then they go back through that draft, look at the value, look at who did what, and get prepared and learn from their mistakes and learn from their wins and their hits and their misses, and then they devise that plan into their toolbox, and then they learn something for the following season. So remember, folks, value is not determined on draft day. Value is not determined during the season. Value is determined at the end of the year. Now, which brings me to number 3, what I call I feel analysts. You're talking with folks and you're trying to get a recommendation, and I feel like pancakes today. I feel like taking the long route home today. I feel like wearing my Jordans instead of my LeBrons today. And, and what kind of shirt do I really want to wear today? Let me do a Twitter poll to see what kind of shirt I need to wear today. I feel like player A is going to come in and take over the running back starting job, as a rookie, and will finish top 12, So watch out for that type of foolery. Like I said, I have over 12 years experience here, and I'm willing to help you. Watch out for that type of I feel analyst with no real substance behind it. It will get you dominated on. And I promise, I'm looking for all types of folks out there that ready to make a trade or ready to do some dealings with me. And the only reason they're doing is because somebody else said, I feel. Folks, this is the most dangerous type of analyst on the planet. And when you see it happening in your league, be sure you take full advantage of it. Make sure you dominate on it because, excuse me, because the worst thing that can happen is somebody giving out feel-good analysts hits. Then they become relaxed, thinking that's how this business is done, thinking that's how you recommend players, thinking that's how, you gain an advantage. And it was all due to luck. And look, folks, we're here for that. We are here for that. Now, here's another tip for you guys. Now, and this is more for my dynasty folks. This is more for my dynasty folks. And when you're making a trade, you need to remember the number one lesson in trades. The person with the most accurate information is the one that's going to win that trade. Information is power. Like I just said, the more accurate, the better. Knowing when and how and where to use this information is key. Now, let me give you a quick example. Like Todd Gurley, right? Let's take Todd Gurley, for instance. An analyst doesn't need to make that decision for you because we all know Todd Gurley, if he's healthy, Todd Gurley can outscore every running back in fantasy. He's in a great situation. He has total access to prime playing time. So the only question is his health. So you don't need to be consulting with me. I don't need to be giving you information on that. You need to be consulting with a doctor. So take a look. I've done the heavy lifting for you, so take a look. And here's another one for you. This truther or dying on a hill for a player is the dumbest phrase. It's the stupidest concept I've ever seen in fantasy football. It's all about buying low and then selling high. I mean, just think for a minute. Picture some stocks, right? Because that's money. And we all know we take money very, very seriously. So just think about buying stocks right now. So let's say you buy, stack a stock A, right? You did your homework on it. You love it. You went out and you bought a lot of that stock. I mean, you bought a lot of shares of that player all throughout your little dynasty leagues. And for some reason, that player didn't have success like you really want. And, his stock starts to plummet. Now, do you A, stay the course, which is the truther? I'm going to stick by this player. His stock is plummeting. Or B, do you say, well, you know what? I'm down on this hill for this player. Corey Davis. I'm down on this hill for this player. He will bounce back. You're going to have to pry him from my dead cold hands if you want to get your hands on my Corey Davis. Or C, do what I do. 12 years of experience here. I'm trying to help you. Simply sell all shares. Cut your losses. Get out. Live to fight another day. That's what this is all about. I don't understand, what a truther is. Okay, let's say, for instance, you want to call me a truther, right? Let's say Ronald Jones, for instance. Folks are calling me a truther on Ronald Jones. Yeah, he's, like I just showed you, he's going at the beginning of the 8th round. Absolutely, I'm a truther on Ronald Jones. Now, let's say if I did a trade for Ronald Jones this year for, let's say, a 3rd or a late 2nd, got Ronald Jones into my camp. Now, let's say Ronald Jones has a good season. Ronald Jones, I'm selling him because that's what it's all about. It's all about buying low before the player skyrockets. When the player skyrockets, it's about selling. That's what Dynasty is all about, folks. Have you ever watched that show called Billions? You ever seen Axe Cap? And you ever seen? He's never been a truther. I've never seen Axe Cap, Axelrod die on a hill, or Axelrod say, "I'm a truther for this stock." Look, he's either buying when it's low, and he's selling when it's high. You haven't subscribed to my channel yet?